about Nehemiah and building his wall. And part of the thing is that he had to get across to his people that were three. So this morning's service is going to be really different, okay? This morning's service requires you guys to respond to questions. Now these are easy questions. Some of you will find it quite humorous. All right, can I have the first slide up there, please? What is this? What is it really? It's okay, it's baseball. And where are they from?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio, yes, that's a great state. All right, what is baseball?
A sport?
It's a sport, but what is it really?
It's a game.
It's just a game. Okay, like every game, it has what?
Winners and losers.
It has winners and losers. It has rules. All right, and winners and losers will become important in the service here. It has rules. What happens if you don't? Well, let's go this way. What are some of the rules?
Don't spit on the ball.
Don't spit on the ball. Don't spit on the ball. What happens if you spit on the ball?
3 strikes and you're out.
3 strikes and you're out. What? Okay, 3 strikes and you're out. What happens if you spit on the ball? It's called spitball, yeah, but what happens to the person that spits on the ball?
They get ejected.
Okay, he's ejected. They toss him out. 3 strikes and you're out. You get 3 swings and you're out. What's that mean?
Means you don't get to bat again until the
You
next
don't get to bat again that inning. All right. What else? What other rules are there? 3 outs. The whole game. There's 9 innings. Okay. And there's 3 outs per inning. Per team. Okay. All right. Good.
You make it all the way around and get a point.
If you can get all the way around, so if I can run really fast, I get,
Well, if you don't get caught.
Put somebody behind me that chases me around the bases, and if he catches me, I'm out.
While they have the ball.
Or you
Oh,
steal.
while they have the ball.
Or you steal.
Or I steal. Oh, I'm allowed to steal in this game.
Yeah, steal you do.
A base.
A ball. A ball.
A ball. Okay, there's a ball. You have to throw the pitches. What happens if I steal? It's okay to steal in this game?
Yes. Still base.
So if I go from first to second base, I pick second base up and I steal it,
No.
and so third, I'm all right.
No, we have look for it.
You're sure?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the next one. What is this?
It's Ohio.
It's football, but what is it really? Come on.
It's Ohio State.
The Buckeyes.
It's the Ohio State. It's not just the Ohio State. It's the Ohio State. Yes, I heard that. Yeah. They played, yes, that's what I heard, yes. Ohio State football. What is football?
Another game.
It's a game, okay? Which means what?
There's rules.
It what?
Rules.
There's rules in this game. There's rules in this game as well.
No spearing.
My wife would say that time slows down the last quarter of the game.
Amen.
It's longer to play the last quarter than the first quarter.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, but what are some of the rules of football?
No spearing. Head first.
No spear?
Oh, yeah.
I can't carry a spear on.
No.
No. Okay.
No head first, but.
No clipping. Okay, what's a clip?
I just know I
It's
saw
all hitting them in the back of the legs and taking
Yeah,
their legs
ejected
off
from
from
the
underneath. Okay. No spearing, you said. That's where they go head first.
They go head first into a tackle. I just know the guy got ejected yesterday.
You're allowed to sack the quarterback.
Only so many players on field.
Only so many players on the field. What happens if somebody else goes on the field?
They get a flag.
What's a penalty? You usually lose yards, okay? What happens to the guy who was extra on the field?
He just has to get off.
He has to go off the field until there's the right number of players. Okay, what else?
No holding.
No holding.
That's right.
Can't grab a face mask.
Okay. I don't want him to get past me, and I'm not supposed to let him pass me, so I can't hold him.
You get blocked and you don't understand.
Depends on how you
I
do
can
it.
block him, but I can't hold him here.
Grab hold of it, but you can't grab his shirt.
Right here on his shoulder.
Oh, I can hug him, but I can't
No,
hold
you
his
can't
shoulder.
hold it.
I guess I wouldn't do very well at this game. You said no face mask.
Like this.
What? Okay, so that's football and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Notice how much red is in that stadium? Okay, this is ping pong.
Woo-hoo!
Ohio State.
I have no clue.
That's like you said.
I couldn't find very many pictures of ping pong. So what is ping pong? It's a game.
It's tennis in a small
It's a
court.
sport, okay? What can you tell me about
They use a ball and paddles.
it? It's what?
They use paddles and a little ball.
They use paddles and a little ball. Why can't they use a big paddle?
Because they gotta hit it with a little paddle.
Because it's against the rules?
Yeah.
They play on the table.
Think of a hurt ball. What else do you know about
They play on the table.
it? They play on a table, okay? Is it any table? A ping pong table.
With a net.
With the net. Why is there a net?
lines.
A regulation table, okay? What else is special about the table? It's got a net.
It has to bounce once on each side.
Has to bounce once on each side. What if it bounces twice?
Then the other person gets a score.
The other person gets a score, all right. What's that? Oh, they only get a point if they're serving.
Not
Okay.
anymore. Not anymore.
They go back, they hit it back and forth.
Not anymore. New rules is every out they get a point.
Every out gets a point?
If you watch the Olympics, you'd have known.
All right, well, what do we got next? What is this? All right, what is that?
It's a kid's game.
It's a fun game. It's not like the other ones I've mentioned?
No.
This is fun? Okay, this is fun. How many playoff spots?
A long time since I played hockey.
You throw a rock at
It's been a
something,
long time.
at a square. So if I throw it at Travis here, that's what?
That's against the rule.
He's in a square.
Really, tell me about it.
There you go.
You can't jump in the square. You jump over that square. Well, what's all this that they always do like this stuff? Only one leg per square. What if I touch my 2 feet down and do all I'm doing? Well, then I lose, I'm out. Okay. What game is this? How many adults hated that game when they're kids? Wow. Tell me about it. It's Candyland. Are there rules? Somebody tell me 2 rules. I need 2 rules real quick. You slide down the slide and you go up the ladder, okay? You have to, if you're going up, you have to go up the ladder. If you're going down, you have to go down the slide. Is that right? You know that? Yes. Maybe. Okay, what's this? Pokemon. How many Pokemoners? At least occasionally.
I've never seen one.
This is it? This is the couple? Oh, man, what is this thing anyway? It's a what? An Eevee. Okay. Are there rules to playing Pokemon? Okay, that's a good one. You can't drop them. So you're not supposed to drive when you Pokemon? What happens if you did? You get a ticket. You crash most likely, yes. Okay, what else have we got? Somebody give me a cheer here. Come on, guys. That's it. You guys hate Cleveland, don't you? You all really hate Cleveland down there. Who is that? Who? LeBron James, yes. The LeBron James. I'm not a big fan of his, but seeing as he is from the state called Ohio and grew up within about 100 miles of us and watched him play. And let me tell you about one of the rules of a basketball game. If you harass the ref enough, they're going to throw you out.
That's right.
So his mom, that's the only time I ever saw the guy play, was actually at Teresa's old high school, and I was sitting with her dad, and this guy, I didn't know who he was then, he was just some kid from Youngstown. And this lady over here just started, oh my goodness, she was just really all of it. He just called in the police and asked, It's the game.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah,
What's that?
Dirk,
Nowitzki.
Mavericks
Oh,
player.
yeah, oh,
He's cool.
nobody else knows. He's got tremendous faith, doesn't he?
I know that's right.
I don't know how he does that.
He has stayed with them. He is the player.
He's something, yes, I agree. Tell me about basketball or baseball. You know what I mean now. Where are we on basketball? You can't travel, okay? So I can't go anywhere.
You only get 5 miles.
Okay, let's stick with travel for a minute. What was that?
6,000.
Pick up the ball. You can't pick it up and walk with it.
You can't pick it up and walk. So if I'm on one end of the floor, I can't just take the ball and go the other.
No, you have to roll it.
Are you allowed to do that when you do a layup?
Yes, 2 steps.
2 steps.
Unless you're a pro. I think those guys get, what, 5? I think those guys.
It depends on the way you hit the
5
ball.
steps.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, but there's rules to the game, right? And what happens if you don't obey the rules? You get what?
Consequence.
Consequences, okay? I like that word better than ejected.
You get 10 fouls.
You take the fouls, you pay for the fouls, there's a cost for it. If I foul somebody, they go to the free throw line, they get the points. And if I'm the person that fouled, sooner or later I get tossed out of the game. There's consequences for what you did.
3 seconds.
3 seconds. Oh, 3, that's a big buck. They still don't know how to count. They can't count either. Okay, what do we got next here? I want you to look at this and think about this. Life is just a game, right? I mean, who cares who really wins the game? I mean, do we really care? I mean, by our own consensus, by our own words, games really don't matter, right? Does somebody win, somebody loses. We all know there's a consequence here and there. If you don't play the game quite right, if you don't play by somebody else's rules, there's consequences, right? Well, I want to talk to you about that for just a minute. You see, the problem with us as Christians is that's how we look at life. That's how we play the game. If you look at Nehemiah chapter 6, chapter 7, actually all the way through the book. Miss Teresa helped me out with some of this last night, didn't even know it. But at the end of the book, Nehemiah comes back after being gone between 10 and 12 years. And guess what? When he left, they knew how to play the game spiritually. In 10 or 12 years' time, he had to stand up and reprimand people. Matter of fact, he went up to one guy, grabbed him by the hair, they say there, here would be more the shirt, I mean in our time, and threw him out. Ejected him from the game because of his lifestyle, because of what he was doing, because he wasn't playing by the rules. Now I've got another question for you this morning. What rules do we have as Christians? Where do we get them from first?
Bible.
From God, okay? Are they suggestions?
No.
You're sure?
Yes.
Okay, so that means it's like a game then. If we're playing a sports game and there's certain rules, they're not suggestions, you have to do it. Then why don't we? Why do we take it so lightly? It's because we have this attitude, it's all just a game. I didn't know how to play sports real. Actually, I didn't know anything about sports until I was a teenager and met Bobby Flint, who you guys have met, his brother, Ace, the Terriers are. And they were great sports buffs. His dad, Eugene, was. I would go down there probably every other Sunday or so. I told you they stacked TVs on top of one another to watch all the ball games that were really important that day. And whether it was baseball or football or basketball, they had them on and they had this one turned up and then they turned that one up. But it was important to them, and I didn't know how to play. Now the thing was, I would go play softball with these guys, and I didn't know how to play the game. I didn't know how to bat. I'd seen it on TV. I hadn't read the rules, but I've heard almost all of them. I didn't know how to really throw a ball. I could throw a bale of hay. I could throw a bag of feed. let's follow them. We've heard them. We've grown up with them. But it's just a game. I'm going to church. Her thing fits so well this morning. The mystery says, if it's just a game. If I go to church on Sunday morning, it'll be all right. I'm following the rules. Every good Christian goes to church on Sunday morning. Now, I can still be a Christian and not be there on Sunday night. And I can still be a Christian and not read my Bible. I can still be a Christian and not pray once in a while. I can still be a Christian and... But what about the rules? Yeah, you know, they didn't really mean that there was a consequence for it. They really don't mean that, you know, not fellowshipping with the believers was bad. They didn't, you know, that was just that guy he was trying to grow his church. He wanted to make it look like if you don't come to church, you're a sinner. He was trying to make it look like, well, you're not going to grow if you don't come to church. He tried to make him feel guilty so he could grow his church. You don't come to Christians and run around with Christians and fellowship with Christians. It's not the building that does things. It's not your presence here that does things. It's the quieting of your heart and your mind coming before God with one purpose on one day of the week, saying, I will meet with Christ. I will allow him this day. I will get to the place where this day will be special. I will ask, I will pray before I go to church that Jesus will come.
Amen.
Can you imagine seriously what would happen to us as a church? Even if we don't grow, that's okay. What happens in this church if every one of us, every Sunday morning, would seriously get on our knees, get on our face, kneel at our beds, pray over your bowl of cereal, I don't care. But if you would ask God honestly in your heart, and I mean honestly, not to think of, I'm eating my cereal, got my cup of coffee here, Lord, you think you can make it to church with that? Sure, appreciate it. Huh? What are we doing for lunch? I mean, if you seriously, what would happen? Do you think Jesus would come? You see, there's rules to this. Thing of being Christian. Most of us here this morning are members of the church. When we think of rules, we think of that little black book that the Nazarene church puts out. You guys know I'm a Nazarene through, but forget that book. Get that book. That book will not get you there.
Amen.
The rules we need to be following, the ones that we need to be attentive to, are in the Scripture. Now, our manual is based on Scripture. I get that. But there are things that Scripture tells us we need to do if we're going to be Christ's child. You can't ignore all the rules